we dive back in, I wanted to revisit the document that I was referencing at the top of the show about Owen's background.
Yes, please.
Because what that starts out with is damning information that is going to inform the rest of this episode and the way that we view this guy. And Joe and I have been talking about this asshole for months and months now. And I did not know this because this does go back almost over 15 to 20 years. But the boot camps, I'm just going to read it from the top. Canadian co-founder of Real Social Dynamics, the controversial LA-based company that offers men seminars on how to pick up women, appears to have boasted about sexually assaulting a woman.
Oh boy.
At one of Real Social Dynamics boot camps in the US, Owen Cook shared details of an encounter with a stripper he had picked up at the night before. The comments, recorded on video and posted online, are both graphic and disturbing. Real Social Dynamics removed the video from YouTube last weekend as the company was beginning to come under scrutiny. Copies have appeared, then disappeared from various other websites. In the undated video, Cook told a small group of men, "It was in the morning. She was taking a shower, and I didn't think she wanted to have sex again, but I just threw her on the bed." He recounts how he proceeded to have intercourse with the unwilling woman who he described as just totally not in the mood.
What?
Cook
Wait.
Yeah.
Back up just a tiny bit. Okay. I want to make sure I'm hearing this right.
They didn't look like they wanted to fuck, so I threw them on the bed and started.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, then that's what I heard.
Owen Cook tricks a stripper into going home with him. So they spend a night at a hotel or her apartment or what? What, Joe?
There's hope for all of us.
Yeah.
I do look better than Owen Cook. I'll say that. I'm willing to say I look better than Owen Cook.
You remember when Stuttering John would talk about getting consent from the woman the night before so that he could just stick it in while she was unconscious the next day? Do you remember that story?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Okay, so Stuttering John is smarter than Owen Cook in this scenario because the next day Owen's like, "Oh, I'm going to get it in again." And then the stripper's like, "Oh, I regret all of this." And he says, "Too bad, I'm raping you now," is basically the story. But he's telling this to a small group of men in a Holiday Inn conference room next to a we trade cash for gold seminar that it's okay to just throw strippers on the bed and rape them the next day. Is the story.
So all right, so Owen...
Sex work is work, according to Jerk Sock.
So Owen is telling this story, but he's telling this story with pride to a group of people? Is that...
Yeah, it lacks context.
Yeah, you know what? You know what, Luigi? I bet you he did, because like the way he was trying to like mold the story was like, well, I took initiative. What are you gonna do? Mm-hmm. It was there, so I took it.
Yeah, women want you to take control of
the
situation.
So
you can say that about robbing a bank too. Like the money was just there.
100%, bro.
I'm raping this bank.
I am believe. Yeah, I'm not saying I believe
a
it, but
victimless crime.
I can imagine him like trying to spin it that way.
Yes. So it continues that he recounts how he proceeded to have intercourse with the unwilling woman who he described as just totally not in the mood. Cook explained his... All right, I read this already, but Cook then described in explicit detail how he proceeded to have intercourse with the woman. And I'm like, I'll just make this quick because she doesn't even want it. Cool. By providing...
What is it? Can you cite your source, please?
You want me to cite you want me to fucking go to bat and like defend Owen Cooks? side of the
I don't
story?
know. It's just a little. I mean, there's many reasons to hate this guy, but like this, I don't.
Oh,
What about all the
for sure
goodies?
where this is coming from?
it's for sure like an Australian like feminist paper.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
We all know they lie.
Yeah. But according to the U.S. Justice Department, this is just defining rape. Cook has not been accused of or charged with a crime, but his shocking account of the incident is only adding fuel to the social media campaign and online petitions against real social dynamics in the U.S., the U.K., Japan, and Canada. So there's like a whole contingency of feminists and date rape victims that don't like this guy.
Well, hold on. Let me ask this question, and I'm not sure that I caught this part. Is there a definite victim to this? Like, meaning, is this not just a story he made up, or do we have a woman saying that this happened to her?
Okay, so this goes on to say that most of the focus of this petition and like what they're fighting against in this article is focused on a guy named Julian Blanc, who we might want to look into for a
he's
future
cool.
episode.
Okay,
He's fine.
Well,
I love him.
Well, I do know actually in doing my research that he was Owen Cook's business partner in starting Real Social Dynamics.
Right.
Now, what I read was that Julian was accused of something like that, but I didn't hear anything about Owen. But you're saying that Owen brags about this sort of stuff. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I mean, this is just something that I'm sure what happened is this guy puts so much content online.
Right.
And some feminist group poured through all of it and found this sensational, damning portion of video that they ended up, removing from the internet. Yeah, no.
Oh,
Terrifying. It looks like Owen Sheets hotel bed sheets.
Folks, do you know that
Cook.
folks, do you know that these are twins?
Couldn't tell them apart. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure this is the
You're saying Andy the Danny DeVito?
Hold on, Andy. I can't explain the comedy content or value of this, but this seriously made me like gasp in laughter. Donna G, stolen date rape valor. That might be the funniest 4 words I've ever seen together. But that's essentially what I'm asking, is there someone saying that Owen R-worded her? Or is he just simply bragging because he thinks it makes him look cool?
That's a good question. Is this
you know
just
what
like
it
a
is?
made-up story that he's
Right.
telling a group full of losers that he just forced a stripper to have sex with him the next day? Did that really happen?
Because
No. You guys are getting Luigi. You should know this better than anyone. This is the fucking premiere "I'm not gay" argument. I'm not gay. I date raped someone.
Yeah, how could I be gay? I'm
do you know
raping
how
women.
many women I've date raped? I'm
prolific
so not
rapist.
gay. That is, but that's my question is like, they're saying he said this. Okay, I understand that. Is there a woman saying he did this? Or
Yeah,
is
well,
this...
that you're right though, because it does say that he's not charged with anything. So a lot of women are just like believe all women because women don't come forward because they think nobody's going to believe them.
And I understand, but this guy's an asshole, and this guy's a total degenerate piece of shit.
I want to believe it.
He's a degenerate piece of shit who seems like he would take some sort of self-worth and value from telling a room full of men, yeah, she didn't want it, but then I just gave it to her.
Yeah, guys, I'm so strong. I was able to force myself out.
But like, that's interesting though, because another thing that we talked about over on All Apologies, which were kind of parallel stories that mirror this are the story of Neil Gaiman and all of the accusations against him that seemingly ended up being a bunch of people like submissives that he domed that then went on to say that they didn't consent years later. And it becomes an argument of how long can you wait to remove consent, which no guy wants to fathom that argument. But then we covered Marilyn Manson, who, and I'm like, oh, I like Neil Gaiman. I like Good Omens and American Gods. And I think Neil Gaiman's getting it in a fun way. Oh, Marilyn Manson, I hate his music. I think he's creepy, and it's kind of the same story, but I don't like this guy, and I hope he goes to jail. It's like, where do you draw the line?
Yeah, but you know, at the same time, though, there were women accusing Neil Gaiman of that. This is a guy bragging to a bunch of guys.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's the issue. And
Luigi, I would say I'm still going to defend Neil Gaiman. I mean, I might be on the wrong side of history at some point, but there's voicemails of these women calling him up afterwards and saying, I love you, I miss you, I wish that you were doming me, and I'm
isolate that.
There's actual voicemails.
I'm not shitting on Neil Gaiman. I'm just simply differentiating that from Owen Cook is all I'm doing. But,
more important than being on the right side of history is being on the rich side of history.
Yeah. And look, not to get too personal here, but I remember being in college and like, I don't know why the thought of being falsely accused of date rape somehow just really dug itself deep into my brain, that on more than one occasion I'd be having sex with a girl and I would say, "You're okay, right?" like we're cool.
Can you take a second to sign this?
Right. Like I don't know why it just got itself in my head where I was like, man, I just don't ever want that. And the truth of the matter is, I also realized how horny I was and how many girls I was asking to have sex. And so, like, I was just like, look, I realized that on just a bad day, this can be misinterpreted or misconstrued as me being a predator. And I just don't want that, you know?
Luigi's like, I need pre-consent, mid-consent, and post-consent.
Post-consent, yes! And
he held an exit interview.
Yeah, signed this appendix that said I lasted more than 3 minutes.
The initial here if you loved it.
Hold on, I need to get this on audio too. I mean, I'm telling you, I mean, I realized there were probably some girls who were like, what?
It's because there were many stories. I'm pretty sure there was
lacrosse.
Yes, exactly. There's so many examples
Duke
of
lacrosse. Jesus Christ.
many guys being accused to a point where people were saying, here, hold this newspaper up with today's date and your driver's license with your age on it and say that I'm here to blow the fucking lead singer of Good Charlotte. Or, you know, shit like that. It's
there
like,
was someone. There was a guitarist there was some guitarist who always insisted on taking a picture with every woman that he ever had sex with her smiling. I can't remember who it is.
Yeah.
Like a Gene Simmons story.
Yeah, there's like with his arm, like he always insisted on taking a picture with them smiling with his arm around her. I can't remember.
I like the other narrative, the anti-narrative of that is Keanu Reeves, who there's many photos of him where it looks like his arm is around the person.
Yes.
But he's not touching
But he
them
will not touch
in any single way.
I
so that you can
respect
never,
that.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. That's why he's famously one of the nicest guys in Hollywood, because he knows that game and he goes out of his way to make sure that nobody's ever creeped out by him.
That's all it takes.
That's all it takes these
is
days.
to not harass women. That's all it takes.
I recently saw a picture of him doing that where he, like, it literally looks like his arm's around them, but he refuses to touch the woman. And I just thought to myself, you know what? That's fucking smart. No matter how awkward or weird or silly it looks, that's fucking smart.
Yeah.
And you know what? You're doing the right thing.
And I said the same thing about an interview that the kid from that 70s show, Topher Grace.
Yeah.
Somebody was asking that guy. I mean, he's famously kind of like a cornball loser, but they're like, why are you
non-fucking sexual predator from that show, though?
Yeah, like, why aren't you in prison like Danny Masterson? And he's just like, I don't go to those bars that TMZ is out in front of every night. If you don't want to be on TMZ, don't go there.
Yeah.
So it's just like, don't be a fucking shithead and don't be a sex pest, and you're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
But if you are, then go take Owen Cook's class. Let's get back to that guy.
I feel like Owen Cook, like the way he got around it was like he made his own word. Like, I didn't R-word that chick, I just cooked her. And those like finger guns.
I exerted frame on that.
Oh, damn it! Yeah. What was the other one he talked about? God damn it!
Congruency.
Congruence. Yeah. I put my congruence all up in her.
Yeah, you don't want to say you had sex with someone and say you framed them because that sounds even worse.
I've been framed.
I've been framed for sex with this woman.
You've just been cooked, baby.
You just been cooked.
Was this person? Like, you start to doubt yourself. You're like, man, this guy, this girl, they're just cooler than me. I want to be chill like that. I feel like I'm trying too hard. Like, they're just...
Okay, now, I'm glad we actually saved this for last because this is all of Owen's nonsense in one place.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Owen Cook said to that stripper, like, now, let's not turn this R word into a murder.
This just needs to be properly framed. Latanya Vegas, you've been cooked.
We will control all that you see and hear.
I want my planet back. I want my planet back. I want my planet back.
That's right, it sucks.